I'm making a confession tonight with everybody. So I think like most people in this room, when I'm at a birthday party or a car dealership or a gala, I am sort of, putting on a cool face, lying, feigning confidence and comfort in the room with everyone in it, talking to people who I may have just met a few minutes ago. But the difference is in most of those situations, I'm not lying because I'm terrified or like really shy, but I'm lying because there are balloons in the room probably, and I just get so anxious about balloons because I have a phobia of balloons that I'm getting over. It's a lot better now than it used to be. But I'd like to point out also that this is a pretty high profile phobia. Oprah is actually a self-identifying globophobic, as we're called. And this is also to make a distinction between the balloon fetish people, if you want to watch people pop balloons with their naked bodies sensually, that's awesome, but I would rather die. So you do you. I'm all about that. But so I want to take this opportunity to kind of, in defense of my phobia, because we keep going all kinds of crazy Freudian directions with this, I feel like, right? But I have one very particular scarring thing that happened to me when I was 4 years old. My parents had taken me to McDonald's and got me a Happy Meal, and this beautiful, amazing royal purple balloon that I got to take home with me, and it was wonderful, and it was such a big deal about this purple balloon because in preschool I used to get bullied a lot because purple was my favorite color, and apparently purple's a girl color, and I can't like that because I'm a boy. But I had this purple balloon all to myself, and it was like a little fuck you to all the dicks at preschool who kept being like, yo dude, get your colors right. And I'm like, well dude, I have a new friend, and he's purple, and he has a sick tattoo of Ronald McDonald on the side of his face. So I'm gonna be hanging out with him all the time, and it's gonna be awesome. Sorry. And that's what we did. God, I fell in love with this balloon. It was very weird looking back on it. But I'm sure my parents are just the kid's not choking on it. It's fine. But we did everything together. I spent every possible waking moment with this balloon, inside, outside, going on grand adventures together, me guarding it against hot light bulbs and sharp corners, heeding my parents' advice, because I loved this thing. Then, after about a week or so, I'm guessing, it started to kind of deflate, and, it wasn't rocketing up to the ceiling with as much zeal as I was used to, and I was like, oh my god, what's happening? Is it sick? I don't know why at 4 years old I didn't know the trajectory, the life cycle of the balloon, but I was like, what's wrong? What's happening? So I run up to my dad and I'm like, Dad, I don't know what's going on, my balloon's really sick, it might be dying. And he's like, well, the membrane gets worn a little thin after a while, and the helium life force within will start to leak out, and it just starts losing air, and that's what happens with balloons. Trevor, you should know this. And I'm like, oh God, Dad, but what can we do? Please tell me something. He's like, well, you can either kind of just let it happen, or if you want, we can attempt a Scotch tape graft operation to try to fortify some of that worn down membrane, but it's high risk and it's invasive. We're gonna have to you're gonna have to hold him down, and we can't put him under because there's no really way to do that. So I'm gonna wait the whole time, I'll do it, but only if you tell me to. So I thought for a moment, and I was like, yeah, Dad, we're gonna do this. I love this balloon so much, it's worth it. It's worth it. The minute that Scotch tape touches the latex, just in my hands. I'm holding this thing, and it pops in front of me into this pathetic, desiccated carcass, and I start bawling. I am weeping because I did this. It was my decision. Dad told me it was high risk. I made the call. I killed my best friend. And I took its carcass and I hid it under the couch, and I would go visit it sometimes and cry until my mom accidentally vacuumed it up. And I had to throw away the vacuum cleaner, clogged it with the balloon in it, and oh boy, I'm getting a little shaky. But anyways, that's where my balloon phobia comes from. Because, you know, they're just gonna die, right? Anyways, that was probably the first, realization that I had as a child of, life is shitty sometimes, and you gotta, remember those happy moments with you and your tatted up balloon, and whether I, gleaned that life lesson, at 4, I'm sure I did not, but, yeah, I guess, that's not something that you tell to the 13-year-old at the bar mitzvah, being like, hey, great party, what the fuck are all these balloons doing here? I killed my friend! So, I'm coming clean now. Thank you, guys.
Hopefully this